Hello, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. I'm back, we're back. Forgive the slightly low quality image on your screen. Uh, this is just a Kindle Fire HD, although the camera's not HD, unfortunately. And it's already turned, or starting to turn dark here in North Wales, in the UK. So I've got my ceiling light on, which is not very bright at all. So my camera's struggling slightly. So please do forgive that. I'm hoping in the new year at some point to finally get a HD camera, bit better quality, so you can see my great big ugly mug in more horrifying HD detail. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on you, but I feel that's the way it needs to go on the channel. After more than a year now, this sort of low quality setup. Even plan on getting a clip-on mic, so there's a better mic. Excuse me. A bit of a winter cold. So here we are. So I've got my Santa hat on, my Christmas hat on, because I didn't have time before Christmas to actually make a video for the channel, with everything going on and family coming and Christmas and getting ready for it like we all do, and the rush towards the end of getting all the bits of food that we want and Christmas presents ready and all that sort of stuff and arrangements. So I just couldn't find the time. I tried to, but it just wasn't there. So today is the 30th. I'm making this on the 30th of December. There's only one more day to go. Tomorrow, Friday, the 31st. And then it is New Year's Day on Saturday. And so it's a Christmas New Year's edition, but I suppose really more of a New Year's Day edition for 2022, January the 1st, 2022. And because of that, we're going to listen to something that's traditional on New Year's Day. A lovely waltz. Now, of course, if you're like me, and one of your absolute favourite things in an average year, but on the 1st of January each year, is to watch the live broadcast from the Musikverein in Vienna of the New Year's Day concert, which I've done for many, many years. You will know the usual fare on New Year's Day is lots of Strauss waltzes. Usually the famous ones, of course, are from Strauss the Younger. Obviously his father, also Johann Strauss. His probably most noted contribution would be the Radetzky March, of course, which you hear every year at the concert in Vienna. And if you look back on the channel, not long after I started it, so it'll be a year ago, I did do a New Year's Day video reaction to one of my favourite, and I think possibly the most popular Strauss the Younger waltzes. Excuse me, Strauss the Younger waltzes, Roses from the South. One of my all-time personal favourites. Fantastic waltz. Great for New Year's. Now, as with a lot of what I've discovered during the past year on this channel, my own personal tastes don't seem to equate to perhaps many of yours. And looking back over my videos, the things that I love, Strauss waltzes, what else? Bach. I'm trying to think. There's other ones I've done. Wagner, things like have received very, very modest. Let's put it that way. Very, very modest viewing figures in comparison with, let's say, Pavarotti videos, opera videos in general. Which I sort of understand, and because they're very, very popular. But so anyway, I did look back a year ago and just to see how many people were interested in watching my then January the 1st, 2021 New Year's video with Strauss and Roses from the South. And yeah, not many views. Not many views. So I thought this year, rather than do, because there's many Strauss the Younger waltzes to choose from. There's An Artist's Life, the Vienna Woods, the Emperor Waltz. I mean, there's so many. If you want a classic recording of all of the great Strauss Younger waltzes, there's a very reasonable. I mean, you can probably find it on streaming now, and buy it for not much. But you can certainly buy it on CD for not much. Is the EMI? I think it was originally reissued on lots of labels now. Willy Boskovsky performances of Strauss waltzes. Willy Boskovsky was the was the principal violin for the Vienna Philharmonic in its probably its heyday in the sort of 60s, mid 50s, early 50s to right through the 60s. Of course, with a famous Coleshaw, Schulte. Was that Decca? I think it was Decca at the time. Ring Cycle, Wagner Ring Cycle. So yeah, I recommend those highly. Hang on, my television's just gone off. Wait a minute. So anyway, sorry, I'm always gabbing on too long. Hang on. Always gabbing on too long. I just started then, a bit too prematurely. Wait a minute, where are we? So yeah, I've decided not to go down the Strauss. If you want Strauss, I'm sure you'll go and watch the New Year's Day concert from the Musikverein this year. I'm not sure who's conducting the VPO next year. Well, in a few days. It's next year. I haven't really had time to look. So, I also looking back on the channel, I realised again, to my surprise, that I hadn't covered one of my personal favourites composers at all, and that is Mr. Peter Tchaikovsky, Piotr Tchaikovsky, which I can't really believe I've missed missed him out in a year or more's worth of classical music reactions and videos. I suppose it might have been I was loath to go into ballet particularly, but of course Tchaikovsky is much more than ballet. But as we're here now, as we want a waltz, I decided I'm going to leave Strauss to the Vienna Philharmonic, and I'm going to go with that other great composer of famous waltzes, Mr. Tchaikovsky, and which means, of course, going to one of his three great famous ballets. So I have chosen out of the three. Of course, to recap, in case you don't know, you do know, I don't know. His first ballet was Swan Lake, which composed between 1875 and I think 1878. His second ballet was Sleeping Beauty, 1889, 88, that sort of time. And the final one was The Nutcracker, of course, which was I think performed the year before his death. He died in 1893 at I think the age of 53 or a very young age. And I think The Nutcracker came out was first performed in 1892. I could be wrong. This is all off the top of my head from memory, but I think that's right. So we're going to go for the middle one. I decided I've only got time really to do one waltz, as I did with the previous year, last year's New Year's video. So I've not gone with Swan Lake because there's quite a few waltzes in there, and I've not gone with the Nutcracker because I could have chosen quite a few waltzes from there, with possibly the most well known, which of course is the Waltz of the Flowers. I think that's right. Don't trust any stuff. This is off the top of my head. I'm not completely. I've just had a little bit of a drink, so I could be completely wrong there. So I think, yeah, also Flowers. So anyway, I'm going to go with Sleeping Beauty. I'm going to go with a famous waltz from Act 1. This is during the what's known as the spell portion, the spell scene, I suppose. Obviously, where the spell is put on to Sleeping Beauty. So that's what we're going to listen to. You're going to know it immediately. I must say, this is one that I love and hate at the same time, because often when I play this and younger female members of my family are around who are younger than me, they'll go, "Oh, there's the Waltz from Sleeping Beauty," and I say, "Yes," but of course they're talking about Sleeping Beauty, the animated Disney movie, which I never watched because I was a typical, typical sort of boy, young teenager, male teenager. All I was interested in was, guns, military things, playing cops and robbers, or cowboys and Native Americans, and all this sort of roughhousing stuff. I was a typical boy. I was not watching Disney anything, let alone Disney Sleeping Beauty. So they often say that. It really annoys me because they don't know that it's actually originally Tchaikovsky. They probably usually haven't heard of Tchaikovsky. They've made about Tchaikovsky, and it's really annoying to me. But that's my own personal problem. But if you know it from there, that's fine. I just hope you enjoy this. I've yabbed too long. I'm 12 minutes already. So here we go. This is the Waltz from Act 1 of Sleeping Beauty, composed in 1880. Roses from the South from last year. This year, sorry. This year's New Year's Day was composed by Strauss the Younger, I believe in 1889, I think. Have I just switched those round, those dates? No, I've got that wrong. See? No, Strauss composed Roses from the South in 1880, and then, which we heard last New Year's Day, and this is from Tchaikovsky and Sleeping Beauty from 1889, 9 years later. Okay, so anyway, I'm just trying to give you the background and the information. You probably don't care. I'm going to put a timestamp down below if you just want to jump to the. It's too late now, so I'm going to do it. Should I say that at the beginning? Shouldn't I, really? Right. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Wasn't that lovely? Short, unlike me. Well, in height perhaps. Short in and sweet and to the point. Unlike me in my presentation. So, thank you for putting up with me and my ramblings as usual. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I don't get to listen to much ballet music. I'm not a massive ballet fan of the. See, I had a bit of a debate with myself. I thought, am I going to put on the actual, a bit of the ballet itself, as I have chosen to do, or shall I just go to one of the suites, the Sleeping Beauty suite? There are, if you just want to listen to the sort of the highlights, I suppose, there are suites that were composed by Tchaikovsky, I believe, or arranged by Tchaikovsky after each ballet was first performed. So you've got a Swan Lake suite, you've got a Sleeping Beauty suite, and you've got a Nutcracker suite, all for orchestra. They're all around about the half an hour each mark, and it's sort of the highlights of the music from each ballet. So I could have chosen to do that, so you didn't have any visuals, but I thought it's Tchaikovsky, it's ballet, why the hell not? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not really au fait with ballet, please do take this opportunity to go and have a little bit of a delve through YouTube or whichever means you prefer into Tchaikovsky's Great Three ballets. You can't really go wrong, lots of famous tunes you'll know, even though you don't know them, even if you've not seen them before, that will pop up constantly. And of course, great dancers, great choreographers. So perfect. So I hope you have a wonderful start to the year. I will be back as soon as I can, hopefully with like I say, a much higher quality production. I'm even trying to look at a more classical music based background rather than my hanging guitars, which is, I mean, this is the background really for my other channel, my blues/rock channel. If you'd like to go and check that out, please do. It's called JB Blues. Very imaginative, I know. JB Classical, JB Blues. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what I learned years ago, many years ago. So I have. So anyway, Happy New Year. Here's to you and your families, and stay safe, won't you? Stay healthy, and try and keep happy. Ciao for now.